It was December, and the cold wind was blowing outside. Light rain was falling, making the night even gloomier. I was sitting in my room, completely lost in my phone, watching scary stories. Time passed so quickly that I didn't even realize it was already 1 a.m. Still, I kept scrolling. Suddenly, I heard a strange and eerie sound. It was low but unsettling. I ignored it and continued watching my phone. But then, out of nowhere, my room's door slammed shut with a loud bang. I froze. I was about to get up when the door shook again, as if someone was forcefully trying to open it. I told myself it was just the wind. But deep inside, I knew something wasn't right. I was 25 years old and alone at home because my parents had traveled to another city. I laughed nervously and whispered to myself, "It's just my imagination." To calm myself, I stepped outside my room and looked around. There was nothing. No one. I sighed in relief and went back inside. But just as I closed the door, it slammed shut on its own again. This time, my heart started pounding. Lying on my bed, I tried to shake off the fear. Maybe it's just because I've been watching too many scary stories, I thought. Once I sleep, everything will be fine. But for the next 2 or 3 nights, I kept feeling something strange. Yet, nothing happened. Then, one night, I suddenly heard a voice. "Come out," it whispered. A strange courage woke up inside me. I jumped out of bed and ran towards the door, but when I opened it, there was no one. This time I made up my mind. I had to find out what was going on. Since I was walking outside, there was no turning back. I wandered into a dark street without realizing where I was. The night was pitch black, and I could barely see anything. Soon, I reached a place with a tall, rusty gate. It had a chilling sign, "No entry, only the brainless live here." I should have turned back, but something pulled me in. I stepped inside. As I walked further, I saw 2 rooms in the middle of this empty, eerie place. One had a dim light flickering, and from inside, a terrible smell filled the air. A smell so rotten that it made me sick. I gathered my courage and stepped closer. The door was slightly open. My heart pounded as I peeked inside. What I saw made my blood freeze. The room was filled with skulls. Human, animal, even birds. Some were fresh, some were old. And in the center of the room sat a horrifying, weak-looking man. He was holding a knife, carefully digging out eyes from the fresh skulls and eating them. He threw the empty skulls into a large, boiling pan filled with oil and ghee. His voice echoed in the room as he mumbled, "Fresh eyes. I need more fresh eyes." He laughed, an evil, bone-chilling laugh. Before I could even process what I was seeing, a car suddenly pulled up outside. A tall, monstrous-looking man stepped out. His eyes were unnaturally large and blood-red. Without hesitation, he opened the car's trunk and pulled out 2 dead bodies. Holding them by the arms, he dragged them towards the terrifying man inside the room. "Master! Master! I have brought you your favorite meal," he shouted. "I just killed them. Now you can enjoy fresh eyes. But save the skulls for me. I love them fried." Then he laughed like a madman. My body refused to move. I was trapped in fear, unable to breathe. I had to get out. I had to run. But my legs felt like they were glued to the ground. And then he saw me. His red eyes locked onto mine, and an evil grin spread across his face. "Master! Master! We have another one! Come outside! We have another fresh catch!" he screamed. I wanted to scream. I wanted to run. But before I could do anything, he grabbed me by the neck and dragged me inside. "Here you go, master," he said, throwing me to the ground. "A fresh one! Take what you want, and let me fry the skull!" His laughter echoed around me as my vision blurred. Then, just as he lifted his blood-stained knife toward my throat, I gasped. I woke up. I was in my bed, covered in sweat, breathing heavily. My heart pounded as I looked around. My room was normal. My phone was still beside me. It was a dream, a nightmare so real that I could still feel his grip on my neck. So, my friends, what's the lesson here? If you ever hear someone knocking on your door at night, stay inside. If you ever find yourself in an unfamiliar, creepy street, turn back, because some dreams feel too real. Have you ever had a nightmare like this? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this terrifying story, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon, like this video, and share it with your friends. Bye-bye.